Welcome to the TPB, the best homegrown weed. Rock Parker on tap and drinks on me.
We're from Nova Scotia, we drink till we fall over. My favorite chips are jalapeno and dressed all over.
If Ricky can't grow it, then I can't smoke it. Cause only in the park where you find the best dope kid.
Randy's round all over.
What's up, YouTube? Mike here with another episode of Talk to the Mic, and I'm here with
T, aka Knucklehead. You already know what it is. Mad Crazy, the squad. Rock Powell's the Rock Powell. You already know.
Awesome, man. Thanks for being on the show. So,
No worries, man.
For the people who don't know you, you want to tell them who you are?
Once again, man, my name is Tyrone, aka also known as Knucklehead. I play T, Tyrone on Trailer Park Boys. I'm a rapper. I rap as well. And I mean, you can find me on Instagram, Knucklehead Official. Holla at your boy.
Awesome. Now, how many years have you been rapping?
I pretty much been rapping, man. I'd say my whole life, man. I started when I was around 9. You know what I mean? So, just picking it up and rapping other people's songs and stuff, and then actually realizing I could do it. But then my cousin telling me that we could do it, and then we just started and we just went forward. You know what I mean? That's so like since 88, 1988. You know what I mean? It's a long time ago.
That's a long time.
That's when I first started rapping. You know what I mean? But then, you know what I mean? I had it here hanging on my nose. There's different levels to when you ask that type of question to certain people, because I mean, when you first started, that's when I first started. But then when I first started making my own music, I'd say around 93. And then releasing my own music, 2000, 1999, 2000. So there's different levels to it. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, where did the name Knucklehead come from?
Knucklehead pretty much is a name I formulated over the years after having different names, and they kind of were they were good, but they weren't like hitting it, and like when you say it, you know. Knucklehead is, like I said, it's a name I formulated myself, but it pretty much means physically and mentally. Knuckle with the physical, head with the mental, right? So I mean, me being who I am, for the people that don't know who I am, I was a hard-headed kid, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I was smart enough to stay out of trouble. But I just got in a lot of trouble with with my family members, not per se outside in the world. I just got in trouble with my family. So that's why I was hard-headed. But learning things the hard way, you kind of got to make a decision, you know what I mean? Like, you want to fight it out physically all the time, or you're going to use your head and make a smart decision. So I just kind of put the two together, right? Knucklehead. I'm a knucklehead. I was a knucklehead, and I still am.
Awesome. Now, is there any new work, any new music or tracks coming out soon? Are you still working on something?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm always down to work with anybody or work in general. But I mean, my motivation ain't really been with the pen right now. I just been dealing with life and just living life. You know what I mean? Enjoying my family and stuff like that. I hope to be making something very soon with my partner, School, from Mad Craze. And then I might reach out to a few different other people that I know, because I know that there's projects that I want to make with other producers and just go forward. You know what I mean? So you can expect some stuff from me. When, I'm not sure, but you never know when. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Now, if you could pick any artist to do a collaboration with right now, could be any genre of music, who would you choose and why?
Well, the rappers that I like are dead. So, and then once again, like I don't really think that I don't really want to do a song with anybody. I think they want to do a song with me, and if they don't want to do it, then it is what it is. But I mean, when I say that I don't want to make a music with anybody, it's not that I don't. It's the fact that I feel like I'm on the level, so I don't feel like I need to do this. If the opportunity ever came that you got the chance to work with anybody, of course I would jump on it and love it. I mean, and to give you I'm sure you want to know a name. People always want to hear something. So I mean, like, I'd love to work with anybody from Wu-Tang. I mean, it's my favorite. You see the hat, right? So I mean, but that being said, I wouldn't want to meet them and then them not be the way that I expected, or them be a totally different way, because then that would turn me off. That happened with somebody I actually met. in the music industry from America that
Mhm.
they one of their entourage guys rubbed me the wrong way, and it just he gave me the he just left the sour taste in my mouth that I don't really like the way this guy acted, man. And he did that, and now it made me reflect on the guy that actually was doing the main thing. And I just fell off his music. I was like, I wasn't feeling him no more. You know what I mean? I didn't like his vibe. I didn't like the vibe that his homeboy had. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's kind of the reason why I say like I'm not really I'll work with people, but it ain't like I'm dying to work with anybody or I gotta work with this person or you know what I mean. It ain't that. You know what I mean, I just make music to make music because I love it and I live hip hop and it's my love. You know what I mean, I just love the rap. So I mean, if we're gonna make a track, we're gonna make some fire and that be that.
Perfect. All right, let's talk about the Trailer Park Boys now for a bit. What got you? How did you get the role as T in the show?
It's kind of a long story. I mean, I can break it down, but what it is I was in a group. Um, I think it was like back in 98, 99, 2000, uh, with a few local rappers. One being my homeboy who had passed away, Short Shane. Another White Mike, KL, Classified. Shout out to Classified. He was in the group. DJ Looney Tunes, DJ Mark Mirage, Nathan C. There's like 9 of us. You know what I mean, and 2 DJs, 9 MCs, 2 DJs, and we had put an album out called From the Ground Up. And on that album, there was a skit called, I'm pretty sure it was called Trailer Park Trevor. And on that skit was White Mike pretending to be a nerd geek rapper, a nerd white geek rapper. And, he was just going through the motions and talking his junk, saying his shit. And apparently, one of the producers of the show, shout out to Mike Clattenburg, had called up Miss who was on the show, who was our manager at the time, and set up an audition. And I'm not sure who all went. I know obviously I was there, but there was a few of us that went to the audition, and I did my thing, and I got a call back. You know what I mean? And they told me to show up on the set. They gave me all the information. I showed up. I signed paperwork, and right off the bat on the first scene that I'm in, the producer wanted me to speak, and I started speaking, and the rest is history, man.
I think 12 seasons later, you're still there. You're still.
But you know what's ironic though? Now this is something that like I always wanted on TV or I told my mother when I was younger that I'm gonna be on TV. That's what I'm gonna do. And but what I was pointing at and talking about and referring to was music. And it's crazy because it wasn't music. Well, it was music that got me on TV, but I'm not on TV for music to do music. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing something totally different. I'm in a TV show. So it's ironic how things work out. It's a blessing. And you know what I mean? Like I didn't know what it was all about starting out that young, but be almost 20 years later of the show's debuting, I'm got my feet deep in it. You know what I mean? Like I understand and I know what's going on. And I'm not gonna show up to set like this as opposed to the professional way. I'm coming the professional way every time now. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Nice, nice. And like that, if people watch the show and they know your music, they know that you listen carefully to some of the background music. And you told me last time, and then like now that every time I watch it, I hear it. Your songs are in the background music playing sometimes all the time too. So
Mhm.
your music is there too.
Exactly. And I mean, like, uh, I get a song on YouTube with Mr. Finch called the Trailer Park Song. And we
Mhm.
shot that video right on set while we were filming. I think it was the end of the day. And, it was part of the scene of what the video is, was part of the scene of the show too. And we just did the video there. So, I mean, like, I'm very grateful that, a lot of things had to happen to make that happen and sticking with it and not quitting with it. And I'm blessed and I love it. I love it. I love being a part of because I know when I was that young, I wasn't thinking that the show was gonna be what it is today, as long as it's going and cartoons spin out of it and 3 movies and this and that. It's a lot. It's not and when I say it's a lot, it's not really, but it's a lot for a longevity of time.
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
lot in that amount of time. Most people cram that stuff in a couple of years. Ours is it's you know what I
It just
mean.
keeps going.
So
Like I thought once like you guys left like showcase, I was like maybe they're just gonna do movies and everything. Then you came back on Netflix, and then you guys I guess they made a deal with Netflix to do a couple of seasons. Is it different working from the Netflix version of like or to the other one or?
no, no. I mean, there's differences. I mean, the differences are the people that left the show that ain't part of the show no more. That's the
Mhm.
big difference. You know what I mean? Mr. Leahy, J Rock, Trevor, you know what I mean? Those guys are key people. You know what I mean? They were key characters, especially Mr. Leahy. And all three of them, but Mr. Leahy, we can't get him back. You know what I mean? And that's another blessing right there. You know what I mean? I learned so much from him. I toured with him and Randy over in Newfoundland. We were in Newfoundland, I think it was for like 7 or 8 days, 7 days, 7 days a week. Yeah. And I also toured with Sam over in Newfoundland.
Those were the shows you were doing with I think with Brandon, right, for Diamond Mine, I think.
No, that was before I linked up with Brandon. That was
Oh, okay.
probably maybe like, 4 or 5 years before I hooked up with Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I was conquering in the East Coast, and eventually I performed and I did shows everywhere all along the East Coast. New Brunswick, PEI, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton. I had to get to Newfoundland. I went over Newfoundland. I rocked out over there. I was in Newfoundland about I think it was 4 or 5 times total doing shows and stuff and being over there. So I love Newfoundland too. Newfoundland's a good place to be. People show you love over there. I mean, it's different. I like it, and I'm always down to travel, and I love traveling, seeing new things, new places, and stuff. So I mean,
Nice, nice. Can you pick a scene like out of we'll say out of all the seasons, is there a scene that was like what's your favorite scene you did out of all the seasons?
I can't pick, man. That's a lot. That there's a lot of things that I did and said, and I can't even remember half them. A lot of them. But one that I can pick that I know people like all the time because I hear it from them is the know I'm saying. You
Oh
say
yeah,
know I'm saying, know I'm saying to 90, 89 times, man. How many times know I'm saying, know I'm saying, know I'm saying, I'm saying. And people drop that on me all the time, you know what I mean? Or they reference when I was telling J Rock don't suck. And I think
hmm
that was the first movie. Don't suck my help my fuck. If you suck your teeth, well help my fuck, I wouldn't have to if you wasn't, you know what I mean? We going back. So people drop that on me. What's the other one? When Mr. Leahy's snooping around our trailer. I forget what season it is. It's an older season, but he's snooping around our trailer, and I came outside to confront him, and he starts calling me Mr. T.
hmm
Right? So you know what I mean? Like I remember that.
That was the you guys
You
were
know what I
doing
mean?
the stealing the groceries, I think, wasn't that? It was like
Yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that's a while ago. You know what I mean? So and like I said, we did so many things in there that I'd have to actually go back and recap it to actually see. You know what I mean? So those are just some of the things that stick out to me that people drop on me that they like. So you know what I
hmm
mean? I'm just grateful that I could do that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff I'd say, well, depending on the scenes and who's doing the scenes and whatnot. But I mean, there's a script to follow. But if we can get comfortable enough with the scene and what has to be done, you can substitute whatever you feel needs to be thrown in and you know what I
The little
mean? Ad lib.
so.
Yeah, yeah, because you know what I mean, and that's a good thing with having like 5 and 6, 7 different takes,
hmm
and you get to capture, see what one, and then maybe on your last take you say, okay, guys, I think we might got it, but let's just let it rip, buddy. Let's just let it rip, and that might be it right there. You know what I mean? So I love those. I love those environments like that too.
Now, how's the animated series doing? Like, I know it's probably a little different because you guys are not all together probably right now, even with like during the virus. You guys probably just record your own sections in different areas and then they put it together. But how is
Yeah.
it doing the animated show compared to the real show?
Uh it's a less what's the word? Wear and tear, you know. It's less time consuming.
hmm
Time, you know what I mean, travel and sitting around waiting. Um I'm sure there's a few other things I'm missing when I say it's less, but I I do miss filming with people and being on the set because you get that feeling when you're around people. You get that creative feeling too, right? So it's way different, and also too like it's different when you're doing a scene and you have to fall down, or if you're falling down, or to run up the steps and stuff. That stuff, that's I mean, who wants to fall down 40 times and hurt their elbow? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Or like certain things, certain scenes where you're running, or you got to do certain things, hold something up, or who wants to do that? But I mean, it has its good sides and its bad sides. So, and I mean, I'm used to it because I'm used to being behind the mic anyways. I mean, get behind the mic, rap, lay the first down, I mean, be in the studio and all that. So, I mean,
Exactly.
that's nothing new to me, you know what I mean? But to act out or to read off my lines in a scene with nobody else around, or maybe have a voice in the earphones, reading back and forth with me, or, that's about it. But like, that's totally different. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
different.
It's like I said, like when you're on the set with other people, you joke around, you can talk, you can do different things. Whatever the script is, could end up being different. Now, when it's the animated thing, you have to just follow the script. You can't kind of connect with someone else there, type thing. I think.
Exactly. You can only do what the producers and the writers, they're telling you. Okay, now, like, give it more this time, and a little louder, and blah blah blah, or not so hard, or be a little bit more, softer, or this or that, right? They're telling you how to say it because it's got to match what's going on with the animation, as
Exactly.
opposed to being on the set and actually faking like you're crying, or really laughing. You know what I mean? You could tell if somebody's really laughing as opposed to a fake laugh.
Now,
So
do you get a chance to watch it before you do the audio, or you just do the audio first, and then they put it in, so you actually.
they put it in. I
Okay.
lay my vocal down, and then they take it and they do what they do, and they edit it up, and I'll come back and watch it then and see when it's all. There's other times where I have to go in and do like a retake, or I got to come back in and fill in little parts because it looks like I'm saying something, but there's nothing there, so I got to fill it in.
Okay.
So then I'll see a little scene, and I'm like, oh, it's crazy. That's me. And they got the nose ring. They got the earrings. Yo, they got the check killing. The beard is killing. Oh, I love it. I had to tell them that a few times too. Like, when you guys are drawing my character, you got to make sure you put my nose ring in, put my earrings in. I got 3 of them. You know
It's
what I
all
mean?
about.
Plus a nose ring. You got to make me look like me. If you make it, you know what I mean? My character, if his hat's backwards, that's why I want you to see all that. And the beard is on crisp. You know what I mean? The chain is on bling. That's T. You know what I mean? So
I'm looking at your beard, and I feel like I'm missing mine here for a bit now. So I'm like like that missing limb syndrome, whatever they call it there. I feel like I had like.
yeah. Hold on 1 second. What are you doing? Okay.
But the good thing about the animated show though is that they can keep Leahy in it too. I think that was kind of a good thing
Well,
because
that's
they're using all older words that he used in other seasons. They put it together in the cartoon, so he's like the
plus
Baker
I got
ghost.
deleted scenes and alternate scenes and stuff that he did without even the camera being on, but it, like, offset. And there's they get a lot. I'm sure they do. And the good thing about it is too, not many shows would do something like that. They would just write you up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, man, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. I love it. I love it.
Sure, as soon as someone like passes away, they try to write off the character. Like Family Guy, when Adam West passed away, they just kind of got rid of Adam West as the
Yeah,
mayor. Other people get
yeah,
rid of that, but no, they kept him there. They have all the content. They can keep bringing him in there because it's an animated show, so he doesn't have to like he's there in spirit. I think
exactly, man.
isn't that the symbol of him being like the ghost now, like that the liquor ghost for Randy, like he's gone,
Yeah,
but he's still there in spirit. He's the ghost.
you said it, man. You just said it right there. There it is, man. There it is, man. Yeah. So yeah, I love it, man. It's a
Awesome.
blessing.
Is there any more stuff going on for the Trailer Park Boys? Are you guys thinking of making a new animated season or a live season or a movie? Is there anything in the
I
works?
know. I think we got another animated coming out.
Okay.
I know there's another animated coming out, but and I'm pretty sure there should be some other stuff getting ready to come out too. You know what I mean? I know I did some other stuff with them, and I ain't seen it. I don't think anybody else has because I would have been, somebody would have said something. But nah, there's some other stuff. I'm sure there's some other stuff.
Awesome. Probably a little delayed because of how 2020 has been going so far, but
Yeah,
I'm thinking
kicking everybody's
2021
ass.
is going to be a big year for movies. I think for movies, for shows, for everything. 2021 is going to be a big year because every studio is holding off their movies because
Yeah.
there's no theaters. If there is, there's limited seating. They don't make enough money. They want to get their money's worth out of shows. I think a lot of the movies, like all these movies are supposed to come out this year, are now canceled till next year.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy. It's
I
crazy.
feel like
Everything's on a halt. Everything's on a halt.
so. How is it everything right now over there and for the COVID? Like, hopefully things are getting better, or are they staying neutral?
I say they're staying neutral for the most part. They are getting a little better, but then you'll see a little dip. But then so I think it's if we can get a grasp on it, like I said, people use common sense and follow the rules and just take precaution the right way instead of panicking. Don't fall in panic mode because once you go in panic mode, everybody gonna start panicking.
It's true.
Only takes one person to start panicking and going crazy. Then it's gonna trickle on to somebody else and somebody else and just run down the line. And
Exactly.
that's not my style. I'm not panicking. I'm not really panicking until I see something to panic over, man, for real. And I know I'm not saying this is a joke or anything, but like I said, I'm doing everything they said to do. I'm an essential worker. That's why I go to work every day. I've been out there, been going, and if they would have closed my shit, I would have had to go through what everybody else is going through. But you know what I mean? I'm doing what they say to do. You know what I mean? I didn't want to wear no mask and have something over my face, and I went and got a black one just to have a black mask over my face. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have the mask that I want. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you're lucky I didn't put shut the fuck up on it. You know what I mean? Pete, Sean Price, you know what I mean? Shut the fuck up, man. You know what I mean? Don't say nothing, man. Let me do me.
That or don't suck your teeth at me or just put some of your phrases
Don't
on
suck.
the map.
Now that's
Look at it. What? Good idea, eh?
don't even say nothing else. Yeah, don't even gotta say nothing else, man. It's already done. It'll be done as soon as we hang up. Watch.
I'll see it on Instagram. I'll see the mask. I'll be like, yes, I need one of those too for here in Montreal.
Believe it. Believe it.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you very much for being on the show.
Hey, man, it's all good, man. It's a pleasure, man. And I just want to give you a big shout out too, man, because I remember the last time we was talking, you was telling me about Shad Gaspar, man. I'm a big wrestling head too, man. I love wrestling, man. I met a few wrestlers in my time too. I met Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. Arm was huge. You know what I mean? Met him and the New Age Outlaws and stuff. You know what I mean? My cousin is his uncle is The Rock. You know what I mean?
Oh,
his uncle is The Rock. You know what I mean? His mom and The Rock are half brother and sister. You know what I mean? They don't really connect and stuff like that. But my cousin, that's her father, is The Rock's father. You know what I mean? God rest his soul, Rocky Johnson, because he's from Nova Scotia. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, like I said, man, I mean, wrestling, I'm big on wrestling too, man. And I want to give you, you know what I mean, your props because I know you know some wrestlers and stuff and you in the game and stuff. And you must be a wrestling head too, man, obviously. So, and once again, like I said, I want to give you my condolences while we face to face through the screen, at least, you know what I mean? Props, you know what I mean? I know what it is to lose people and stuff too, man. And, you know what I mean? Just mad respect to you, man. You know what I mean? Listen, this is Knucklehead, aka T, man. You talking to the mic. You heard what I said. You know what it is. Holla.
Perfect. Thank you, man.
All love, man. You already know, man.
Straight from the shadow of the right. Up, I'm about to take flight.